How's it going, everybody? This is Kevin, and welcome to a major update video where I need to go ahead and talk about a couple of things with you guys first, so that way, in case you've missed anything prior to this, that you're kind of caught up. So, I know about 6 months ago, I promised that we would have better internet about 2 or 3 months ago. Unfortunately, I have some bad news. I've been trying to keep updated with what has been going on with that, because it is the county that I believe is going to be funding that, and they haven't even gotten started yet. And as far as I know, it is December now. By the time you guys see this, it'll still be in December. But in December, it's snowing outside right now, so obviously nobody is going to be doing any kind of outside work and all of that good stuff. So with that being said, they're probably not even going to get it up until God knows when. They told me that they hadn't even gotten the supervisor for the group or whatever. Again, it's politics, semantics, and all that bullcrap. So I want to say to you guys that I am genuinely sorry for trying to promise you guys that I'll be able to do more stuff on my channel than currently what I am stuck with, which is single player, and I can only upload 1 day a week. So that's, what, 3 videos throughout the entire week, if I'm lucky, because now we're having, like, router issues. In this time of year, the weather's spotty, so if it's snowing really hard and it's really cloudy out, we have really bad internet. So, again, I am really sorry that if you guys were looking forward to that. I can't do any Twitch streaming. I can't do consistent uploads. You know, it sucks. I can't even do like 1-2 videos a day. It's very frustrating for me, and it sucks because I promised you guys, the viewers, that you would have, there would be more content up. Then again, I have almost 300 I'm coming up on 300 videos uploaded in the past year and a month, I think it is. That's not terrible, but you know, I know a lot of consistent uploaders that are within their first year having close to 700 videos up within their first year. So it really sucks because I can't get it done, and it sucks for you guys as well, you know, if you really enjoy the content and I can't get it up because, you know, I have these restrictions that I can't really help. You know, there's nothing I can really do about it. So there's that. I want to go ahead and express that for the first couple of minutes, so that way you guys know that I really am sorry about that. I wish I could do more. I've tried everything I can. The only other thing that I can think of right now is once I get my medical bills paid off and my money saved up, I'll move, so that way I have internet available so that I can do that, and I'll probably have to switch to part-time just so that I could do it. You know, you got to do what you got to do to achieve your dream, you know what I mean? So we'll see what happens in the coming months with that. I'm not going to promise anything because usually the best laid plans often go to waste. So I'm not going to plan it. I'm just going to kind of sit back, keep an eye on what's going on, and I'll act accordingly when the time appropriates. So there's that. Another thing I wanted to talk about, if you are active on my channel watching and seeing what I'm uploading, you probably noticed that I uploaded Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. I had about 5, I think I got 5 videos up before Konami started claiming all of the videos, and I was like, you know what, it's not worth, you know, dealing with all that crap. I didn't want to take the risk of getting a copyright strike, because and that's what makes me the maddest about that, is I was talking the games up so much during my gameplay that, you know, I would get slapped with copyright just because Konami wants to be Konami, apparently. I'm gonna tell you right now, I mean, I'm not saying this to be a complete jerk, but, you know, you guys are digging yourselves in a hole. I don't know what's going on with Konami personally. I mean, I'm not involved in the business aspect of it, but from what everybody else has been saying and what Konami has been doing, they've been pretty consistent with what everybody else has been saying, and if that is true, then they literally are going to dig themselves into a hole that they cannot get themselves out of. It's just the way it is. I'm sorry for telling it the way it is. I know a lot of people are mad at me for, you know, being honest about stuff like that, but it is what it is. You know, Konami's kind of they've just been really crapping on everybody's boots, and it's not cool. Like with Hideo, uh, all of that stuff. You know, you guys got to stop. Like, and that's what I don't get about developers, like the big name developers. This is what we are doing. What me and other YouTubers are doing are we are trying to sell your product. It is free advertising for you guys. I know you guys want and then, you know, they get greedy and then they're like, oh, well, we want the money. You're already getting money from the sales. Like, what more do you want? You money grubbing. I'm Kevin. It's very frustrating from an uploader point of view. I understand, you know, I shouldn't be making a ton of money off of this, you know, but, you know, I want to make a little bit of something. You know, this is something I'm passionate about. It does take work. I hate to tell people, they're like, it's not that hard. I hate to tell you, but having the right software, the right tools, the right know-how, and all of that, and it takes work. It takes a lot of time. I am very stressed out usually because I do not have the time that I can put towards for thumbnails. You know, I have to sit through my own videos and watch them so that I can, you know, appropriate a right title and description. It's work. It really is work. You have to sit there, go through it, and if you have to edit out a video, you know, you have to watch through it, edit appropriately. You know, sometimes I like to add captions. I'm starting to try and get more into, like, trying to make better quality video that people are going to enjoy rather than just, like, a full playthrough of me sitting there for 2 minutes being frustrated. I know I didn't do that with Dying Light recently. I apologize for that firsthand. I'm sorry. But unfortunately, you know, I didn't sit through all of it and watch all of it because I've got Dying Light alone is probably about 3 hours of content. I have yet to upload it, and that comes back to the internet thing. You know, I don't have the internet to be able to upload daily, which means I don't really, you know, have the wow, okay, I don't have the bandwidth to put the videos up consistently, and therefore I have a backlog. I have a backlog of 5-6 videos now. I still have to edit more out. Once I get done with this and render this out, I'm gonna start editing some more. The reason I haven't started editing now is because I was like, well, I gotta make this video, let everybody know what's going on, because that was a very important thing to bring up with Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain, because I had about 6 videos. I had about 3 of them up when I got slapped with the copyright, and I was just like, I'm done with this, man. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and just, you know, I understand where they're coming from. I understand where I'm coming from, and it's just, I don't want to deal with that mess. It's a bunch of political crap that, again, you know, that I don't want to deal with, and rather, it's just easier to just get rid of it and not have to worry about it. I'll play it on my own time. That's cool. You know, I can walk my separate ways and be okay with it. So the next thing, the next final thing, I'm trying to rush through these so that way I'm not taking too much time. I know somebody complained one time because I took like 45 minutes in an update video, which was pretty ridiculous, I'll admit. So moving onward, we're going to go to Final Fantasy VII. So some people have probably been wondering what is going to happen with Final Fantasy VII on the series. I probably will continue to do it. I know I've played at it a few times back when I had my 200th video upload, I think it was. I was like, maybe I'll go ahead and do an hour of power, and I still haven't done it. So since Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain can't be uploaded, I kind of have room for another RPG. So Shadow Hearts really hasn't been doing all that great, to be honest with you, for now. So I'll probably switch back to Final Fantasy VII since people seem to be watching and enjoying it, and it's relevant to current events because Square Enix wants to wants to do a remake of it, but they want to do it like differently. I'm not quite sure where they're going with that. I mean, am I excited for it? Yeah, it could go either way. You know, this, I've already said it in the Final Fantasy VII videos before, but I will say it again. The story is suffering. It's awful. You know what? If you want my honest review about it so far, while the story may suffer, what it makes up for in that is gameplay. The gameplay is very fun. You know, I can sit there for hours and just grind and, you know, look for stuff in the game. But you know, initially the story is just, it's awful. I can't sit through it. You know, it's hard to stomach. You know, and it's not to be mean or anything towards it. It's just Final Fantasy VIII had a better story, and I'm sorry. And I know a lot of people are going to be angry and they're going to be all up in arms. They're going to be like blah 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 blah. You know, Final Fantasy 7 was awesome. Cloud was the best, and blah 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 blah. And you know, they're like, the story is so deep you couldn't understand. Well, maybe it's because I'm not a person that was in like a special forces unit. But wait, I wasn't. Spoiler alert. Cloud really wasn't special forces. He was just a freaking grunt that did nothing, apparently. He just wanted to be the best, and, you know, he emulated himself onto to somebody else's person. I don't remember the whole story. I just know that it was left a bad taste in my mouth. Whereas 8, you know, I could kind of relate to the character. You know, back when I first played 8, I was in high school, and I was like, I was a loner, you know. I was kind of like one of the people say emo. He wasn't really emo. He's just kind of this guy that couldn't relate really to anybody, and the one person he did was his rival, and you know, they were good at what they did. It was just, you know, they couldn't relate to anybody else because they were on that next like platform. Not saying that I'm the best at anybody, but you know, it's like back when I was in high school, I had a 3.7 GPA, and you know, I didn't care about other people's affairs and all that other stuff. I just wanted to focus on my work. You know, I talked to my teachers more than I did, you know, the students, and you know, that was just who I was. And you know, it's not that I thought that I was better than anybody else. You know, I don't think anybody really in that position would be, you know, because you're an outcast. I mean, how are you better? You know, you're outside. You don't fit in with anybody, and I don't know. It's tough to explain. It's hard to explain. But I related to Squall probably the most, and you know, the difference between 7 and 8 was the characters developed differently. You know, you had Cloud. Trying to get it over here. I forgot my camera's over there. I have Cloud here who's like on this level, and then Squall is here on this level. Okay, so they're about level. As the story progresses, sorry, I'm trying to like make this work. But you got Cloud, you got Squall, and as the game progresses, Cloud just stays there. Whereas Squall, you know, there's story development, and you know, you start to learn more about him, and you know, he's a leader. He's a natural born leader that doesn't want to be a leader. That's kind of what I meant by, you know, he was better than anybody else. You know, he had the characteristics of a leader, of a great leader, and he was just like, I don't know what you guys see in me, but I mean, I guess I'll try. And you know, that's kind of how my high school experience was. You know, a lot of people that knew my expertise and what I talked about, you know, looked up to me, and I was like, why are you looking up to me? Like, I don't understand. And yet he's an outcast. Like, it's so weird, but it made sense to me. And you know, you have Cloud here, and then you know, by the end of the game, Squall is up here in terms of development and character development. And you know, that I know a lot of people are like, it's a love story. Well, it kind of was. Like, they added a like little spin in there, I guess. I mean, everybody had, like, by the end of the story, everybody had a love interest in that game, so I can kind of see where they're coming from. But Final Fantasy VII had one too. I mean, you could choose between Tifa, Yuffie? Could you pick Yuffie? I don't remember. You could have Barrett if you wanted to. I mean, different strokes to rule the world, I guess. And you know, not my cup of tea, but, you know, I'm sure some people there are. Barrett's a little rough for me, I think. Who was I think there was another one. Who was the third one? Man, it's been so long, I might have to get back into the game. That I don't really remember. But, yeah, there's like 3 or 4 love interests that you can take into account. And, you know, you didn't have that with 8. It was a strict love story where everybody had a partner, so to speak. Like, there was Quistis and... No, Sylphie and... oh, God, the cowboy. What's his name? I don't remember. Maybe Zelenquistas? I don't know. Either way, they all had their own little love story. So I know everybody's going to make the argument, well, it was a love story. Well, 7 kind of had a love story too. So both games considered, I think, for me, in terms of story, 8 took the cake. But in terms of gameplay, I will admit 7 has the advantage overall. 8 itself, the story was decent. I enjoyed the story. But, I mean, the problem was the gameplay. That was its downfall. I mean, if you knew how to implement it was confusing at first. You sat through it and you're like, what the hell are they talking about? And then, once you started learning, you're like, oh, so I got to do this, to this, to this to get here. And then once you did that, it was so much easier. And I think that was one of the problems with the game. It was easily exploitable. I exploited the hell out of that game. The first time it took me about 60 hours, I think, which I have way more than that invested in Final Fantasy 7. Let me double check. Final Fantasy 7, where is it? Final Fantasy 7. Do I have it downloaded on here? I do not. I'll have to download it tonight. I do have it downloaded. 65 hours. So, excuse me. So I have about the same amount of gameplay hours invested into both games at this point. Well, the first time I played Final Fantasy VIII, it took about that long to beat. And then the second time I played it, I think I breezed through it in like 30 gameplay hours, which isn't a whole lot. Once you learn how to exploit things and know how to beat the game easily, I beat Ultimecia in what? I don't even remember. It was like 5 minutes. It was so easy. It was ridiculous. Whereas the Sephiroth fight, I hear, is absolutely ridiculous. I haven't even gotten to that point yet. I've gotten to Ultimate Weapon, and he's relatively easy, to be honest with you. Like the first time I was fighting him, I was doing damage up the wazoo, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably come back to 7. I don't know if I'll beat it, but I mean, I'll try my best to come close to it. But I mean, I'm gonna suck, regardless, probably at it. But that's how I feel about the games. I don't really think there's much else to talk about this time. Nothing really major to let you guys know about. I am uploading one video or two, about 2 a night. I had a week off, 5 days, and I think I got about 8 videos uploaded. The one night I didn't even upload because I fell asleep because of overnight. So hopefully in the coming year, I'm going to be thinking of doing it, so I'm going to try and do some more consistent uploads at the sacrifice of pay where I work, and we'll see how that goes. I'll try to talk to my boss and see what I can work out, but for now I'll be able to do 1 night a week where I can upload 2, 3. I used to be able to get up to 4, but because of the weather determines how good my upload and download rates are, I will not be able to upload as much, so I'll only be able to do like 2, 3 videos a week. So I hope you guys enjoyed the current uploads that I've been putting up, because I've been pretty consistent with getting 2, 3 videos up. I tried to get 3 up the one day, and it only turned out to be 2 because we had router issues. I fixed it the next night, and then I got 2 or 3 videos up. I think I got 3. Either way, I would have had more, but unfortunately Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain took up the majority of those uploads, and I had to end up deleting them because, again, copyright. So I'm very sorry about that. Hopefully I'll start to focus more on like Shadow Hearts. I might get some more Shadow Hearts up. The problem with that is it takes up a ton of hard drive space. It took up a good 1/3 of my 4 terabyte hard drive. I don't even have a solid state hard drive, which I might have to invest into. But that's enough of the semantics for one episode of updates. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed Mr. Meeseeks back there, looking over everything, saying that he can do. And thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like, as it always does help. And I will see you all in the next video.